Financial issues to consider for separating or divorcing couple, according to the Sutton and Croydon Guardian newspaper, Thursday, the 5th of February 2026. Family solicitors often report a surge in inquiries about divorces at this time of year. Although it's thought the breakdown in marriages or separation of unmarried couples early in a new year may be linked to the stress of the festive season and seeking out new beginnings, financial problems are also thought to play their part and a huge consideration when any separation or divorce is finalized. Research by Austin Lafferty Solicitors has found 39% of UK adults who are either married or in a civil partnership would be worried about how a divorce or separation might affect their financial security. And of these, 69% said they might delay or reconsider their decision to divorce or separate due to financial concerns. John Roberts, a partner and director at Austin Lafferty, says, "Each party needs to find a solution that gives them financial independence which allows them to live separately without the need to support the other." Stephanie Potter, pension on divorce expert at Shackleton Financial Advisors, says, "No, isn't just a legal process, it's a major financial restructuring, and decisions made early in the process can have long-term financial implications. The difficulty will be separating emotion from financial reality. Decisions made to achieve short-term comfort or symbolic wins can undermine long-term security. If splitting up, these are the financial considerations according to the experts. Point 1. Identify all assets and liabilities. Make a detailed list of all your assets and financial liabilities. There's a requirement for full and frank financial disclosure, and a good starting point is to identify all assets and liabilities, including property, savings and investments, pensions, businesses, and debts, both joint and personal. Potter advises. Point 2. Understand expenses. Roberts advises both parties to keep a clear record of all income and expenditure following separation, as this will form the basis of any assessment of spousal maintenance or financial support for the lower-earning party. Point 3. The family home. Often the most pressing concern when a couple separate is the family home. Potter says options include selling it, one party buying the other out, or a deferred sale until children reach a certain age, referred to as a mesure order. She says the desire to stay in the property, particularly if your children live there, is understandable, but warns that when a home is mortgaged, lenders will reassess affordability. The key is to understand what's sustainable and affordable in the long term, says Potter. Point 4. Other properties. Other properties such as holiday lets, buy-to-lets, and second homes acquired after the marriage and before separation would be classed as matrimonial property and shared between the couple on divorce, says Roberts, who explains. Any income from such properties would be shared between the parties. 5. Quirky assets. When couples start divorce proceedings, their focus is often on the division of high-value assets like property and pensions, but Rogers says it's not uncommon for lesser value but more personal assets like antiques or art to be overlooked. Point 6. Debts. Debts that are acquired during the marriage are matrimonial debts, stresses Roberts, who explains. It doesn't matter if they're in one spouse's name only. A solicitor will take this debt into consideration when reviewing each party's settlement. 7. Pensions. Pensions remain one of the most overlooked assets when it comes to divorce, says Potter, with research by Royal London finding only 11% of divorces end in pension sharing. She says pensions are taxed differently to other assets, and it's recommended they're looked at in isolation. They can be shared using pension sharing orders and attachment orders and can also be offset, meaning other assets are granted in lieu of a pension share. Point 8. Assessment of financial disadvantage. Where one party has been financially disadvantaged, for example if they took care of the children so their partner could go to work, this may be considered a special circumstance within the financial settlement, Roberts explains. In such cases, he says, the disadvantaged party may be entitled to a greater share of the matrimonial assets to reflect that imbalance. 9. Freezing orders. A freezing order, aka an arrestment order in Scotland, is a court order that freezes funds in a bank account or wages to prevent them from being moved, spent, or hidden before a financial settlement can be enforced. Roberts says they only become necessary when one spouse refuses to engage with the process, withholds information about their finances, or shows clear signs of attempting to dissipate or conceal assets.